Hello, guys. How you doing?
Yes, sir. All good.
All right, sir. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. Um, Welcome back to another semester. This thing to be sharp. Oh, this thing color is a little blown out, but so how are you guys doing? Welcome to your first class. I bet you might be wondering what's happening for 3D modeling. um, because 3D modeling is a little weird because we kind of started off with the practical, instead of the usual lecture. So this is technically our first lecture class, right? And I see here that we have pretty much everybody is here. So we have 20 odd people. Maybe we should have some more. We will see. Okay. I'm just checking this thing out here. Okay, I'll adjust that later. Okay, so we have a pretty exciting module that's going to be happening. We're gonna do some rent, right? And I think you guys you're gonna end up being very proud of yourselves for the renderings that you do. Usually that's what ends up happening, right? I'm gonna do a quick kind of overview of the module. Don't worry, it is gonna be easy. More importantly, it's gonna be fun, right? So I'm going to be your lecturer for this module, and you're going to have a different lecturer I'm going to be your lecturer for the lecture sessions. And then you're going to have a different lecturer for the practical sessions, right? First thing, let's just make sure we have our schedule in order. Some of you should have a practical class for Monday at 2, and some of you for Wednesday at 2. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Great. All right. Let me ask another question. Does the Monday class, does the Wednesday class, do you have something that is happening in the Monday time slot?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the same thing for the Wednesday class, right? For the Monday class, do you have something in the Wednesday time slot?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, cool. So I'm just kind of getting a bearings, because what that would mean is that you guys would need to come to well, if you miss one session, you're not going to be able to catch up in the other session. That's basically what that means. So yeah. All right. So we're gonna do I promise you it's not gonna be a long class. We're gonna do 2 little activities today. First, we're gonna just do a quick kind of introduction to the module, and then we're gonna do a little activity we're going to use mirror board throughout the module, and we're going to put ourselves in groups. All right. So that is our mission today, right? So the first thing I would want to talk about is, well, let's answer the question, what is this module all about, right? So obviously it's called 3D modeling. So I guess you figured that you'll be doing some kind of 3D modeling. But let's just kind of get the, let's say, the business out of the way and look into what we will be doing, right? Okay, give me a second. Let me open this. Let me open up this slide really quickly. Oh, by the way, everyone here should already know me. Is there anybody meeting me for the first time? Do so by the raising of your hand or emoji or something. So nobody. All right. Nobody going once, nobody going twice. All right, great. So that would mean that everybody here basically have met me before. So I don't have to go through a deep kind of introduction, right? You guys already know that I am a computing lecturer, and pretty much you're going to see my face in most, if not all, of the computing modules, right? Just in case maybe you forgot or you didn't know, I also attended CSA, and I also came back and did a master's, and I operate a 3D visualization firm in Jamaica currently, right? So most of this 3D stuff, it is stuff that I live and breathe, and along with computers, and so I'm your basic computer guy. All right. So with that out of the way, I need to be reminded of everybody who is going to be in my class, right? So yes, I might have met you already, but it's not, maybe I need to be reminded. Let's put it that way. So before we do that little quick kind of, let me meet you virtually, I just want to start off, as I usually start off, with kind of getting our foot grounded in the computing modules, just so we have a general overview of all the computing modules and where you now stand, right? So currently there are 4 modules. You guys have already done 2. You've done digital design media, which you would have done that with me, and you have done 2D documentation for architects, right? And now we're on to 3D modeling, right? So for 3D modeling, let's make this, I can't make it smaller. Okay. Anyway, for 3D modeling, you give me 1 second there. I'm just getting my tools ready. All right, there we go. Okay, so we already did digital design media. That was done in 2nd year, right? And that was fun. And we got introduced to using the computer. Then we learned about architectural drawings, which we did that, you guys would have done that last year, right? In this module, we're going to learn primarily about 3D modeling and rendering, right? Pretty cool stuff. And right after you do that, next semester, you're going to do pretty much modeling, but in a BIM environment, right? So both of these courses, you actually are modeling, but you're using different techniques to model, right? So this one is kind of the fundamentals of modeling, and then we're going to go into the maybe more architectural based modeling. All right. After that, you will be on the home stretch. So we're going to do advanced visualization techniques, and we're going to do a measured survey. So that you will do next year. You'll probably see my face again. And then after that, I'm going to say goodbye to you from CSA by joining you in the module Advanced Computing 2. We're going to learn about storytelling and looking at all sorts of technology that's associated with architecture. So this is where we are. You guys are pretty much halfway. How do you feel? Any volunteers? You're probably feeling like what? Oh man, well, I just want to finish, right?
Exactly,
sir. You know what they say? It's not the destination, it's the journey, right? Anyway, but I'm here to make your destination fun, because as much as we want to get done with CSA, there is so many cool stuff to learn about computing and architecture, right? And I'm eager to share that knowledge with you guys, right? So let me see, we're gonna jump down here. So I'm gonna do the typical presentation that we normally do at the beginning of computing. Some of this stuff you may know already, but nevertheless, we always do it at the beginning because sometimes things change. So for example, we have some new lecturers that are coming on board for computing as computing lecturers. You may see some of them this semester or maybe not. So so this is all your computing lecturers, just in case you know who to contact. And I figure you know everybody here already, right? As usual, we're going to operate 100% online. Most of you already know. Let me see, if you're coming from first year, that would mean that, oh well, you guys would have started in the year of COVID, right? Am I right? Or is the year before?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. They're COVID.
Okay, you're the COVID group. Cool. So long before COVID though, computing was pretty much operating kind of like an online course. We had a website, we have all of these things set up long before, so that's great. So we have adapted pretty well. So as per usual, all our models will be 100% online. All content will be available through the CSA website. You guys would have known that. That's where you submit your student work. All student work is going to be collected via forms. You know, forms is how we deal with business. We don't send email, you know, Dropbox and we transfer. No, everything is delivered via forms, right? Next slide. Right. You will need a Google account in order to submit work. You know that already. Well, I'm going to edit this one. Webcam device is mandatory, but not necessarily required. I'm actually amending this one because what we realize is that when you turn on your webcam, your quality will diminish. So by right, I'm supposed to verify that you are who you say you are. All I'm seeing is a list of names. The webcam is what helps me to verify that you are who you say you are. However, during the module, I'm welcoming you to turn off your webcam so that you guys can prioritize bandwidth, right? However, what I will change this to is instead of a webcam, I'll put a profile picture, right? Because sometimes it's hard to like know who I'm speaking to with just the name. You know, we need a face to go with the name. We are going to be doing a test run of Microsoft Teams. I'm going to try to dedicate a class to us getting set up with Teams. I don't know if you know, but the university has taken on Teams as the next management system. You guys would have been around when we did a test run with Blackboard Learn. But maybe you didn't use it in your module. But anyway, so we're not using Blackboard Learn, we're using Teams. We may slowly transition into it, but we're going to be using the good old Zoom, tried and true. And for a few classes, we'll be maybe testing out how Teams can be integrated in the course, right? So I want you guys to get set up. And the way how you get set up with Teams is, I will tell you that in just a bit. Let's just continue with the presentation. Class participation. I'm going to rename this Class Participation 2.0, right? Because originally class participation pre-COVID was just you showing up for class, right? However, nowadays class participation can't be just you showing up for a meeting, because as we are well seasoned in the practice of just joining a meeting and vanishing, right? So class participation 2.0 will require that you actually take part in class activities for you to get your participation grade, right? It's only fair, right? As usual, we will have our forum for accessing class recordings. That would be on the class website. For remote technical assistance, I suggest using AnyDesk. I suppose by now you guys are familiar with the technicians that we normally use. So we normally use the CSA technicians or Mr. Neville Campbell, who works in my office, who graciously loans us his time to assist us with technical challenges that you may have. If something is wrong with your computer and he has the time, he's just going to ask you, hey, what's your AnyDesk code? So AnyDesk is the program of choice for doing the troubleshooting. For whiteboard, we're going to be using Miraboard. All right. I guess most of you are familiar with that already. You probably have your Mira accounts already. Okay, and speaking about Teams, one incentive for you guys to get your email set up with Teams is that if you use your UTech email, you will get free licensing for official licensing for all of the Office suites. That would mean that, you know, PowerPoint, Excel, projects, anything Microsoft, you will have the full legit version. You can get the latest of everything, because once you sign up through your UTech email and join Teams, then that is a benefit to you guys, as long as you have access to your UTech email. So please use it up and install the Teams app on your phone and laptop in preparation for when we give it a test run. All right. Okay, we won't do the setup of Teams today. We'll do that a little further down in the course, depending on what time permits. All right. Now this you must already be seasoned for. You know that most of your courses for the last 2 years have been online, right? So you guys are supposed to be like the trendsetters in having a proper setup for class, right? Some of us already have invested in a second screen. Some of us already has a headset. If you don't have a second screen, try and take away the television at your place of residence if you can. You can use that as a second screen. If you don't have none of those options, you can always use your phone, but as you know, it's really kind of small. So if when we're doing the tutorials and stuff, you might want a bigger screen. But anyway you cut it, you're going to need a second screen. The bigger, the better. All right. So I'm probably preaching to the choir because you guys know this already. All right. There are 6 module emails. So basically we have an email for every computing module. So this time around, you're going to be using utech.csa.3dm@gmail.com. Speaking of that, did you guys get a welcome email from me by chance?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I kind of took I just took some names that went through CAD last year and sent the email to that list. So some of you might not have got the email. And the way how we make sure that I have your contact information is by registering on the class site. You guys have done that 2 times already, so you should be well versed in how to do that. All right. But I will still remind you just in case you forget, right? And as it comes to software, you probably know that Autodesk provides free licensing, so you can just download a version of Autodesk software. SketchUp you can access online. ArchiCAD is free for students. We're going to be using Revit primarily for this course, a little bit of AutoCAD. And we're definitely going to be using one of these, right? So preferably I'm going to recommend that you guys get Twinmotion because it's free. Lumion is not really free for students. I don't know, they're just really mean, but it is available in the lab, or if you have it installed on your machine, then that's fine. But you can just download Twinmotion and that's fine. And there are some new kids on the block. Anybody ever heard of Chaos Vantage? No?
No.
No, sir.
Okay, anybody ever heard of D5 Renderer? No? All
No,
right.
sir.
Cool. Well, these 2 guys they literally came out, I think, last year. So they look pretty cool. It's kind of just like a Twinmotion and Lumion. I'm sure they have something that maybe one of them don't have. It's giving them some competition. Enscape is another one that's also free, so you guys will need to grab one of these to do work later in this module. All right. Okay. The computer labs are open and accessible, right? So if you don't have your own laptops by now, you can access the working. You can use the school computers. The laptops will be there during class time. Well, laptops are pretty much going to be there all day, Monday, Wednesday, guaranteed. The rest of the days it might vary, so you need to speak to them. All right, I think that's all we will talk about having to do with that. We're gonna I'll touch on OneNote a little later, but for right now, I want us to dive down into what we'll be doing in the module, in the 3D module. So here we go. All right, so this module, the primary objective of this module is to really introduce you guys to the fundamental principles of modeling and visualization, right? The keyword that I use here is fundamental, right? Because this topic can really spiral into its own school, literally. So it's really focusing on the concepts and principles behind modeling and visualization, right? And I guess some of you might have seen this already when we did this presentation, but nevertheless, the main ticket items that we'll be doing is we'll be learning how to turn schematic drawings into 3D. We're going to learn different modeling techniques. And we're going to also do a little research in the applications of 3D modeling in architecture, right? The main course is going to be using fundamental modeling operations to create exploded drawings, animations, perspective sections, all of these awesome stuff. So what's the catch? The catch is the word fundamental modeling operations, right? So that means that we're going to be learning fundamentals, things like extrude and subtract and revolve. Anybody ever heard these terminologies being used before?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. So that's the general idea. Now, what does that mean? That means we're not going to be using things like wall tool and window tool and pre-made. We're not going to be doing parametric modeling, right? And we're going to talk about that when we deal with one of you is going to have to present on types of modeling. So I'm going to wait until that presentation. You can educate me and the rest of the class about what is parametric modeling. Essentially, we're going to be creating all objects used from just the basic modeling tools. No pre-made tools. If you need a door, we're not going to download a door. You're going to build it, right? If you need floorboards, windows, you're going to build it. You're not going to download it, right? And that is one of the key things that we learn in this module. It's 3D modeling. It's how to model, not how to download a model from SketchUp Warehouse. Amen? All right. I don't know if you guys are worried or just more excited. Which one is it?
Excited, sir. Very excited.
Okay, and maybe I should do a poll. All worried people put up their hand, but anyway, I won't waste time on doing that, right? Okay, so that's essentially the main items of the module, right? It's really these 4 things. Now, just like every module at CSA, we have a syllabus. Oops. Where is the zoom button? There we go. Let's make that even bigger. Right. There we go. So we have a syllabus, and our syllabus has some units which will cover the major portions of what we're going to do. Right? So we have Unit 1, Introduction to 3D CAD. Is this looking too... Well, if you can't read it, don't worry about it too much, because we're not going to literally read every single thing here. Right, we're just going to kind of browse through it, right? So we have Unit 1, which is going to deal with the introduction to CAD. And we're going to deal with Unit 2, which is all about modeling, learning modeling techniques. Maybe I should make this even bigger. Let's try 300. Oh, it can't go higher than 200. Okay, cool. Right, so we're going to learn things like how to create from extrusion, subtraction, and all of these things. We're going to learn about rendering and animation, right? So we're going to learn about adding materials and textures and lighting and all of this great stuff. And we're going to learn how we can apply 3D modeling in the design process, right? So for your design studio, that will be very important. Okay, so let me go to another tab here. Let me come back to that. Now, you might notice that the numbering is weird. So you might be saying, well, it look like circuit account because I'm have 4, 1, 2, 3, right? And the reason that I reordered the units like this is because this is chronological. This is how we're going to be doing it throughout the module, right? So just because something says unit 4, it doesn't mean that it has to be the 4th thing that you learn, right? We're going to kind of mix it up throughout the module. So the first thing we're going to do is learn how we can use 3D in the design process, right? And that's going to be the first thing we tackle. And we're actually going to start that. Well, we talk about that as we go down. And I'll just skip through these slides. Okay. The next thing we're going to learn to do is we're going to learn about 3D computer aided design, right? And this is going to involve you doing some research into various topics. We're going to actually start this activity today, so we're going to decide on what topics we're going to choose. Well, kinda. You're going to kinda decide, right? Right. The next thing we're going to do is 3D modeling creation, and that is pretty much the bulk of what will make up maybe a few weeks in this course. Like, we're going to be building an object, and that object will take us through all of these fundamental modeling procedures, extrude and subtract, and all of the things that are common no matter what 3D modeling program you're using. Now, in our case, we're going to be using Revit to do this. And has anybody here ever used Revit before? Give me a show of hands, virtual hands. All right, cool. About 40%, 50%, more than 50%, probably about 55% of the class has used Revit before. Well, for those people, I'm going to give you your warning from now, right? When we're using Revit, we are not going to be using parametric tools. So nobody should be caught using the wall tool, window tool, stair tool. Nope. If you want it, you have to build it, right? Fair is fair. Next semester, we're free to use all those tools, right? And I don't know, you might be saying, but why? And it's not that I'm trying to make your life harder, but what happened is that, parametric modeling is built on top of the fundamentals for modeling. So if you don't know the fundamentals, whenever you have a really cool idea that you want to show using whatever software, sometimes the parameters that are available for you to do stuff won't be there. And I'm going to ask a question that you don't have to answer me. You can answer honestly within yourself. How many times have you guys had a design studio project or any design project and you change the design because of your knowledge of the software, right? Which shouldn't be that, you really love round buildings, but because you don't know how to build a round door, you say, boy, I'm going to change my design. The tools should be the other way. The tools should be your servants, not you guys servants of the tool. So one of the things that will help you to combat this is learning the fundamentals of modeling before learning all the shortcuts and all of the parameters in modeling. Everybody understanding this so far? Any questions? Anybody vex?
So basically, sir, we're doing machine modeling, sir, instead of using the set parameters like while commands. We're basically like using like a model line or something like that, or just the massing command to make those forms and shapes that we would normally make with the ones that are set. Yeah, basically that.
Something along that line. Basically that. Right? We're going to use the modeling place, not the massing.
Massing,
right?
yeah.
Massing is cool. We're going to use massing next semester, so stay tuned for that episode. Right? That episode will be exciting. Right? So you will be disqualified if you use parametric tools, right? But guess what? I mean, it's to your detriment. I mean, there are persons out there that know how to use a complex, they can use maybe Revit to do something, but if they need to do something custom, they need to edit a little thing, they don't know the fundamentals. Not only that, if you want to take up another 3D software, you want to use 3D Max or you want to use Blender or some other software, all software operate on those fundamentals. The only thing that's different is the location of the buttons. So all you need, as long as you master those fundamentals, you'll be able to use any software. And that is why it's going to be really important for you guys to model using only fundamentals in this module. All right, the third unit is going to be rendering and animation. And that usually has a bit of surprise in that unit because everybody, when you think rendering and animation, everybody think photorealism and all of that stuff. But actually, no. The photorealism is only like 20% of what you'll be doing for that unit, right? Because architectural visualization is not just about making something look real, right? It's about communicating something. So you guys are going to learn different ways to communicate visually, right? So that is pretty much the module that we're going to be doing, right? Now, just a quick breakdown. In order to do the first order of business that we're going to do is we're going to learn how to transition from sketch to schematic drawings to 3D. We literally are going to start that, well, like next week, right? Let me just stick a pin there and let me just segue into the possibility of you not having a lecture for next week, right? Because some timetabling is still being processed. As a matter of fact, don't be surprised if you get a new update to your timetable within this week as well, right? So some stuff are still happening for the module. So, but don't worry, you won't fall behind, right? What we're going to do is that I'm going to tackle some of the stuff that we would have done in your practical session, in the lecture session. So the lecture session is 2 hours. The practical session is 3 hours. Usually in a practical session, if we're teaching anything, it's not going to be for the full 3 hours. Usually it's at least for the first hour or hour and a half, and the rest of the time is really you following along, right? So we're gonna make it work, and we're gonna stick to the schedule. So the first thing we're gonna do is you guys are gonna learn how to transition from sketch to 2D to 3D, and that's gonna be a little activity that we're going to do in class next week. It might be in next week's lecture session. Stay tuned. You will hear as we go along. In the next unit, which which we learn about 3D computer aided design, you guys are going to be doing some topics, and in those topics is where give me 1 second. There we go. Right. Let's duplicate this 1 second there. All right, cool. Right, so let me find back myself here. There we go. Right, so that's unit 4. Right, so the next thing we're going to do is you guys are going to be doing some presentations, right? And these presentations are going to be held throughout the semester, right? There's an interesting twist to these presentations that will make it exciting. So I'm going to leave that for later, and we'll just continue going through the module. But essentially, it's going to take the place of some. The way how we do Unit 1 is that we're going to be doing it through presentations that we make to each other. All right. Oh, and the interest, and for the 3D object creation, right? So we are going to be creating a very small building, and we're going to learn how to create from terrain. Learn this entire building that you see here. These are actual examples from other models that was taken from other students, and all of these were built up from the fundamental modeling techniques, right? So we're going to be using that to learn this unit. And in Unit 3, this is where we're going to learn about 3D visualizations and animations. So remember earlier I spoke about the fact that we're going to be not only doing things that are, you know, photorealistic, but also things that are, you know, exploded views and 3D sections. And there are so many ways that we can experience architecture. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're also going to be doing a 3D animation. Review this one. It won't go full screen. I have to go on YouTube. Oh boy. Okay. All right, fine. I'll go on YouTube. Right. There we go. Let's make this quality a little better. Right. And what we'll be doing is just a really basic 3D animation. We know we're not going to need, you know, you don't need to go inside the building and animate doors and people, and no, it's not Hollywood. You know, literally all we need to do is to see a 360 of the model, right? I need to know that you know how to produce this kind of work. All right. And perhaps the best part about this course is that there is a direct link to Design Studio. So you know what that means? That means less work for the student. Can I get an amen? All right. So how does that work? Well, for your housing project, you're going to be asked to do something. You're going to be asked to take something from your housing project and show it and submit it in the 3D modeling module, which is really cool because at the end of the day, it's, you know, one stone, two birds, right? You do something in Design Studio and you can use it in 3D modeling. All right, what do you guys think of that? Isn't that good news?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, let's talk about the numbers. Yeah, so let's talk about the numbers. So you're going to have a major project. The major project is going to be broken down into 5 steps, and each of the steps has different weightings. You could say that the weighting is based on the amount of work, right? So Everybody see that checkpoint 3 there? That checkpoint 3 is looking pretty heavy, right? All right. These checkpoints we're going to be doing throughout the semester. So they're not all going to be due one time, right? Pretty much by the time we reach checkpoint 5, we would be at like week 10 or something. The way that this is scheduled, it should be long done before your final studio presentation. So I hope to not have any clashes or experience coming to class and nobody shows up. Okay. All right, so next we have the module assignment. That's going to be the presentation that I told you guys about, right? And that's going to be 15%, right? And that presentation is, remember, that's the one with the twist. So remind me to tell you what's the twist, what's the catch about this presentation, right? Then there is a studio-based project. I mean, this is just like giving away 30% of grade to you guys because, I mean, you're not going to not do your studio work, and you can actually take something from your studio work, hand it in 3D modeling, and get 30% for it. Doesn't that sound good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, definitely.
All right.
Sure.
And then we're gonna have class participation, which I spoke about. I mean, class participation 2.0, right? Right. All right, so that is pretty much the module in a nutshell, right? So basically next week, we're gonna start on checkpoint 1, and all of the schedule throughout the semester, you can actually find on the class website, right? So there's the X, there we go. So you guys are third year, so you are very familiar with the class website. Come on. Okay. Come on, website. There we go. Right, so we're all familiar with this class website, right? I mean, this is where you guys submitted your design studio work, right? So we head over to students, then we're going to head over to computing, and of course we're going to go to 3D modeling, and you guys should know the password already. What's the password? What's the password, guys?
3DM 2023.
Exactly. Really easy to remember, right? 3DM 2023, no caps. All right. Okay. So obviously some of you would have known about this because that's how you got to the class link, right? So this is where you get to the class link. As I said that I'm not sure if you will have your practical session on Monday, so we will play that by ear, but definitely you will have me for Thursday. All right. Now, very important, you know this already, but I'll remind you, at the top of the site is your timeline, and your timeline has all of the events that will happen throughout the module. So for example, if you want to know when is checkpoint 1 due, you see CP1 here, 5%, schematic design and 2D CAD drawings, 5% is September 1 to September 11. So basically it's due September 11, right? You don't pay attention to the start date as such. This is just giving you an idea of how long you will know about the assignment, right? Right, so for example, checkpoint 2, when it is due, and you can actually zoom in and out from this class schedule. You can zoom all the way out and see everything compressed, or you can zoom in, you guys know of this already because this is your third year. But I know there are people there that don't use this timeline at the top because they still call me and say, "Sir, when this thing due again?" And I'm like, it's on your timeline. Just check your timeline, okay? As a matter of fact, we don't even put the due dates on the handouts anymore. From COVID, by the drop of a hat, anything can change, right? So what you guys need to do is watch this timeline here in case there's any major shifts in deadlines. As for the rest of the course, you guys know how it goes already. You click to see what the assignment handout is. There's a sheet for you to submit the work, and that's pretty much it. Right? Some of these links are not active as yet, and some of them are. Because we're still in the process of there are still some assessments that we have not issued as yet. So for example, we're going to be talking about the class presentation. Right. Okay, good. All right. We're going to be talking about the class presentation. Hence, that link we would make active after this class. All right. Okay, I'm going to scroll down, and what you will see here is content related to each unit. Some of this content is just reference material. There are interesting stuff that you can watch. Some of them is information, especially relating to the presentation that you guys are going to do. Any information that we find as lecturers, we'll post it here. We might have some tutorials that we post there. This one is really important, which is why can't you see it in Revit? For those of you who use Revit already, there are actually 38 reasons why you might not see an object in Revit. And it's crazy, but sometimes I actually refer to this document, anyway. Right, and that is about it. And the module outline that we spoke about is at the bottom of the page, right? All right. Any question thus far? You guys have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. Regarding the computer lab, sir. Just remind me where on campus I can find it again.
Oh, the computer lab, right? So the computer lab, actually, I think we do have an aerial picture. If we go to the website, there it is. There we go. Let me make this full screen. Aha, there we go. So, where did you go? Oh, I might have closed it by accident. There we go. All right. Right. So the computer lab is located on the 3rd floor. It's right about here. All right.
Okay.
Does that visually answers your question, hopefully? So 3rd floor, right about here, goes to the corner. Actually, no, wait. Is it there or is it here? No, right, it's there. It's right there in the corner. The tree is kind of blocking you, right? All right. Okay. All right. Where was I? Okay, right. All right. Is there any more questions? Nope. Going once, going twice. All right. So that leads us to the first order of business, right? So you guys know about the course. You have an idea of what assignments you're going to get. You have an idea of the weighting of each assignment. Let's continue. Now, today I'm going to introduce you to 2 of those assignments, right? And these 2 assignments are actually going to be done throughout the semester. That's why I'm giving them to you on day 1. All right. So let's deal with the elephant in the room, which is the major project, right? Remember from our presentation, the major project, right? The major project, it's a nice whopping 50% of your grade, right? So you really want to do this work and do it well, right? So just a word of advice there. But guess what? Automatically, you're going to love it. So I don't even have to say that, right? Okay, so if we go over to the class website, there we go. And we look on the coursework project. That's worth 50%. I'm going to click that. And this is the handout for that project, right? Let's go to full screen here. All right. All right, so this is what you're going to do for your major project. You're going to produce 3D visualization deliverables for a simple beach or riverside house retreat of wooden construction on sloped terrain that includes a water body, right? So notice those keywords there. It has to be a wooden construction, it has to be on a sloping terrain, and it must include a water body, all right? These are the program of the building, and I know what you're going to say. No, this is not Design Studio, all right? We're not going to look into, I'm not going to grill you for weeks based on egress and access and direction of the sun and all of these things. No, that is not our focus. Our focus is that you guys are going to sketch it out. It's very small. It's a 20 by 20 space or 6.5 meters. It's like the size of a living room, right? The building must be 1 story. So even if you want to, you cannot do a 2-story building, all right? It must have floor framing beams, tongue and groove boards. It must have wall framing. And this is where it's going to take a little bit of your knowledge of construction, right? Everybody remember the course with Mr. Mills, or is it Mr. Jameson? Which one of them do construction with you guys?
Jameson, sir.
Right. So for a lot of us, we end up skipping back in that orange book saying, hey, what does a timber construction look like again? So we'll know what to model, right? So flip back through some of your notes. Now we don't have to, we're not going to calculate weight distribution and all that stuff, no. But by default, there is a criteria that deals with, do I dare say, the architecture of the building. Meaning we're not grading you on design, right? It's not about who has the best looking building. It has to be logical. So you can't give me a wooden structure that has, I don't know, 1 wooden leg in the middle and it just sits like that. I mean, I'm just saying, this is basic architectural knowledge you guys should have, right? You can show connection details like bolts or screws or nails if you wish. You must have louvered doors and windows. You can choose the design of the louvered doors or windows. It doesn't have to be completely louvered. It could be like half louvered and half glass, but it must include louvers on the doors and on the windows. And these are just some things that to make sure that you, checkpoints to make sure that you meet, right? The project is broken down into 5 checkpoints throughout the semester. The body of water used must be a beach, a pond, or a river. I mean, somebody did a project that was on the moon, and their argument was that, you know, the moon doesn't have water, but we gladly told him that your assignment said it must have water. So he had to put water on the moon, right? So I'm just saying, it must have a water body, right? You need to follow what is on the handout. I'm not stopping you if you want to create a building on the moon, as long as it's made of timber As long as it's 20 by 20, it's single story, it's and meet all those criteria, then it's up to you, right? I've had some persons do some really borderline work, and I guess those persons love living on the edge. But guess what? I think they came out great because they stick to what was on the handout. So you guys just need to make sure you have what's on the handout. AEC features such as wall, window, slab tool, roof tool must not be used. Only model in place feature is to be used, right? So you will be penalized if we detect, right, that you have been using it, all right? Okay, everything clear so far?
Yes, sir. So for the model itself, it should not be assisted by any of the programs like wall command, window command, beams command.
Exactly, right.
Okay.
It's to be built from scratch.
So we'll be using it like SketchUp, kind of like SketchUp.
Kinda, right? And I'm glad you asked that question because some of you might be asking the question, but sir, why would you use Revit and only use model in place? Model in place is, well, for those of you who know Revit, model in place is used to create a custom, shape or custom object that maybe the Revit doesn't have the tool to create. It's not meant for you to build an entire building using model in place, definitely. But remember, this module is 3D modeling, right? In the past, we used to use SketchUp to build this entire thing. When I was in CSA, we used to use AutoCAD to build this entire thing. So over the years, the software will always change. Sometimes we used to use 3D Max to do this. And there was a time when you could choose between, I think, 3D Max and Blender. Somebody used Blender and somebody used Cinema 4D. You can use any program you can't use it, but meaning that any program you use, all of them have fundamental modeling techniques like extrude, revolve, subtract, and those things. So it is about learning those fundamentals and then building on top of that with knowing architectural modeling. So yes, it's kind of like modeling in SketchUp, but the other really important thing, and I hope you realize this is something that we in computing are very passionate about. Using BIM the correct way is not an easy feat. It's not something that you can learn in even 4 or 3 years of architecture. So what we have decided to do is to include elements of using a BIM software every single year. So in second year, you guys would have used Revit, but maybe you're not building massive buildings in Revit, but you get used to the Revit interface. In third year, you're going to be using Revit model in place feature. So you're still using the same software. And and next semester, you're going to be using Revit now using BIM. And the idea is that by the time you reach third year, you would have built up so much knowledge about using Revit and BIM that it will put you ahead of the game when you leave CSA. And it's not just like you just did one course that had Revit and that's it, right? So that is our strategy in computing, and it's really aimed to make you guys benefit the most from your knowledge. When you guys go out into industry, you're the ones that's going to be teaching everybody there that's not on the BIM train, right? Okay, so everything else on the handout is pretty straightforward. For checkpoint 1, it's going to be, these are the submissions for checkpoint 1. And the submission button is right here. You click this button and you submit your work as per usual. And what I will encourage you to do is to read this carefully when you're submitting. Now, I'm not going to go through each checkpoint just yet. By the way, there are tutorials that I made, and these are custom tutorials that is done using the same assignment. So hopefully some of the steps in the tutorial you can relate to. We're not going to go in detail about these steps. We're going to do that next week when we actually commence checkpoint 1. But I want to plant a little seed for you guys. Remember that you are going to be the one that designed this very small hut. So don't wait until, don't think about it from now. Sleep on it. Do a quick concept or something. So that when we come to class next week, it's not like you're starting from absolute scratch. You have no idea what you want to do. All right? That is as much I would say for the major project, because as I said, we'll get into that more next week. And then every semester we're going to be taking one of these, every few weeks we're going to be taking one of these checkpoints and working on them. All right? All right. Any questions so far? How is our excitement and worry scale going? Is the worry higher or is the excitement higher?
Sir, to be honest, sir, it's like as a Revit user, it's like in the middle. Like both of them are like fighting to go ahead of each other,
Well, because you can't use the wall tool.
No, it's not that, no, sir. You can't really do the modeling outside of the parametrics. The
Right, that's what right. I know. And in the past, we used to use 3D Max one time. We used to use 3D Max, and that was interesting. And some people still argue for that. They want to use Max, but we can only use one program, so we choose one that is worth investing in. Any other thoughts from anybody else? Nope. All right. Okay, now the final thing that we're going to do for today, right, is going to be based on the class presentations, right? Now, I haven't placed the class presentation handout here yet, so if you click on it, you'll notice that it's not working. And the reason for that is we are going to choose our topics today, right? Now remember, when you choose your topic, you're not going to present it next week or the following week, right? We're going to have specific days for different topics to present. And how we're going to do this is that in either the lecture or the practical class, we're going to have a class discussion on that topic. So please, you don't want to miss the class that discusses your topic, right? And that discussion will help you to kind of have an idea of what you should be presenting. But ultimately, there are things that I believe that we would want to learn about, right? So, without further ado, what I want you guys to do, I want you to head over to the class website now, sign in. And I want you guys to click on the class whiteboard link that's right here. And when you click that link, it would open up in Miraboard. And some of you already have a Miraboard account, so that should be fine. Let's close this up. Right. So I should be seeing everyone on this Miraboard now, right? All right, I see 3, 4 people there, 5 people and counting. So I'm gonna give you some time to just load up on the Miraboard. All right. Well, I only see 12 of us here. Where is everybody else? God, there is 25 participants. Is some people perhaps signing up for Mirrorboard? By the way, you don't need to sign up, by the way. You can just come in as a visitor. Because my board allows you to come in as a visitor. So just come on in. I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes. Couple more minutes for you guys to come in. 13 people and counting. So, all right. I'm aiming to see 20 odd persons. All right. So. Or is it that you have multiple people signed in multiple times? Not sure. Okay, 5 more minutes, guys. Righty. All right. So, okay. So, is there anybody here that's using Mirrorboard for the first time? Turn on.
No, sir.
You say you doubt it? Yeah, that's much better. What was that answer? Or show of hands if there are persons here using Mirrorboard for the first time. Nope. Okay, good. So pretty much, okay, one person. All right, cool. All right. Okay, so okay, I see one or two people. All right. So just so that we're on the same page before we get going with our activity, right? What we're going to do is, if you notice, I have this frame that is right here of myself. It's a cool picture. I took it a couple of days ago and I say, hey, I like this picture. I'm going to use it for my profile picture, right? So this is like me saying you will pass this course, right? Anyway, so what I want us to do, and we're going to take about just 10 minutes to do it, is I want you guys to create a frame. So to do that, you're going to go over to the frame icon right here. And you're going to choose the letter size frame and you're going to pull that out. You can put it beside mine. Okay, I'm going to carry this over some more. No, I'm going to put it down here. Down here is fine. Right? So I need you guys to, let's do it in an orderly fashion. Right? There we go. And let's go over some more. Yeah, that should do it. And what I want you guys to do is put your name here. Brian Williams. And all I need you to do is find me one picture, right? Just one picture. And I know it's going to be hard. In 5 minutes. Some of you might have this picture already on speed dial, but I want you to place a picture of your favorite architectural visualization image right in this spot right here. Your favorite image. Now some of you might, maybe you went on this website a long time ago and you saw this image and you say, whoa, I really love this image, right? Now you can it doesn't have to be a 3D image, meaning a photorealistic image. It can be anything. I'm gonna find mine because I have a couple that I have. And your favorite image can be an image that you did. It doesn't have to be somebody else's image, right? So it can be an image that you did and you just really love this project or this image, or it can be an image from I don't know, from Pinterest. You know, a lot of us have our own Pinterest. Let's start a new row like here, right? I don't want to go too wide. So where you see frame 11, let's do a new row like there, and then we just go down after that. Right. So it can be from Pinterest, it can be from Google, doesn't matter. You don't even need to tell me the source of it if you don't have it. I just want you to show me your favorite 3D architectural visualization that inspire you. You look at it and you just go like, ah, you know what I mean? And I'm going to give you, well, it's 6:30 now. We'll finish the next half an hour. So I'm going to give you like 10 minutes to do that. All right, guys? 10 minutes. So I'm going to go for mine as well. So let us do that.
How's that? Hello.
Yep.
I'm doing it on a phone.
Oh, you can still do it. It's just a little bit, you know. You can screenshot it. What if it's an Android? It's power button and volume down. All right. Just screenshot it, and then it will go into your clipboard, and then you can just paste it on your mirror board.
Yeah. How do I get the frame?
Oh, you don't need a frame. Just drop the picture right there. Just plop the picture there. I only put a frame. Oh, you mean the frame that I... Right. It's this little icon right here. Click on it first.
Editing isn't allowed on the mobile device. You have to download the app.
Oh, all right. It's okay then. You will have to do that when you are by a computer then, or when you
Okay.
have the app. All right. But just remember to do it. So all right. So I'm going to go and look for my image here. So remember, guys. What now? Oh boy. I don't see anybody put any image yet, and we already gone like 3 minutes. right, guys. So that's all the time we have time for nowadays. Now, by the way, guys, one image. One image, right? You can only choose one image. I know that's what's supposed to make it very difficult, the fact that you can only choose one, right? All right. I'm loving these images. I'm loving these images. Come on, you can do it. You can choose one. All right. It has to be architectural visualization, so not a photo, right? Can't be a photo. It has to be ArchViz. Or I mean, it can be a photo montage, like, you know, putting 3D along with 2D. But Kings, it needs to be one image, right, Kings? Even if it's the same building.
This one is a sketch.
Wow, I'm really loving this one. I'm totally loving this one. Wow. I think one of the reasons is also the design, but also the visualization as well. You know, one of the interesting thing is that oh guys, what happened to your profile picture and name? That needs to be there as well. That's the other requirement. So you need to have your name and your picture. Let's put that in the lower right hand corner. Yeah, I mean, not big and bold because it's about the image, but you need to find a profile picture, grab it from your Zoom or YouTube or wherever, and just put it there. All right. I have placed an image here by Alex Hogfrey, and you can check out his website. I placed the link to it there. This is somebody who is a architectural visualizer. All right. And guess what? You're going to be looking on this stuff in Advanced Computing 1 in 4th year. We're going to be looking on advanced visualization techniques. But for right now, we need to learn how to model, right? So let's go through that first. So again, choose your favorite architectural visualization image. Let me put single image. Then you're going to put your name and any photo you can find. Now, we're pretty much at the end of the time allotted for this activity. So if you don't have it yet, when your activity is complete, you will know I'm going to lock it down. So for example, my activity is complete, so I'm going to select it and lock it down. So now I can't edit it again. And that means that you have completed the activity. All right. So that's all that is needed. Just your name and your favorite image. All right. So I see Kings is done. So I will lock his down now. All right. Now, one other thing that we need to do before the end of the day. Oh, I can't lock it down yet. Everybody is supposed to have put an image, but anyway. All right, guys, just take a break. Hey, what happened to the topic 7 image? All right. Okay, guys, just take a pause now. If you haven't chosen your image yet, time is up. I mean, you can still place it there. But before you leave today, above are 10 topics. 10 topics. Everybody with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there are 10 topics. How many persons are in the class? It's 24 persons in the class. Hold on. Is it really 24 or is some of us join? Any one of us here join with more than one devices? Go by the raising of your hand. Anybody join with 2 devices? No? All right, cool. Okay, so there are 25 people here. Now, what I want you guys to do is I need you to select what topic you wish to present on. Everyone needs to select the topic that they wish to present on.
So, sir, are you going to tell the names of the topics after you select, or?
No, all you will get is just a hint of what the topic is.
Oh, okay.
All right. No. You're going to put your name. Put your picture there, preferably your picture. You see, I like to work with pictures, especially now that we're all online. It's kind of hard sometimes to humanize when the module is 100% online. So, you know, in most cases, you will find me asking for pictures instead of names, right? I mean, from I know your name is fine, but it's a good idea to put a picture. A picture tells you so much. So what I want you to do is you're going to put a picture beside the topic you wish to present. Now, as it is now, the maximum for every topic is going to be 2 people. According to my calculation, 2.5. Obviously, we can't have a half a person, right? So I'm going to say 2 persons per topic. First come, first serve. All right? 2 persons per topic. We don't know what the topics are, but I have given you a hint at the top. That's as much I will give you. I've given you a hint as to what the topics will be. So if you can relate to the icon that is at the top, then you can take a chance and take that topic. Everybody needs to select a topic. Uh-oh. That frame is quite big. Don't worry, I'll fix it. Right, everybody needs to select a topic. Oh, put your picture and your name, right? Like what Tara did. Put your picture and your name. Put your name along with your picture. The picture don't have to take up the space, you know. It's like an icon. Just fit it in there somehow with your name. Okay? And we're going to try to keep all of these rows and cells as neat as we can. Alright? Remember, you can always zoom in. If you don't have, I find it hard nowadays that you don't have a picture of yourself. So everybody must have a picture, right? Right? So your picture and your name. I like the way Tara just put her name vertical, right?
There, I left a comment.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, meaning that you have selected the topic?
Yes, sir.
Oh, put your name there. Put your name. Oh, can you do that on your phone?
No, sir.
Ah, All right, no, I'll type your name there. That's no problem. I'm going to borrow Farah's font. And your last name? Can you type it in?
Okay. MCKEN.
All right. So whenever you get to a desktop, you can place your picture there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Janelle, is this how you look, Janelle? I don't think so. Anyway. All right. Have we selected our topics? How comes 3 persons is in this group? Is it that you're all fighting for the topic, or please don't move don't move your classmates' picture, guys. Let's be fair. All right. If somebody has first you, then they have first you. Okay. Some people trying to make up their mind, they don't trust the icon up the top. It could be a real, I mean, there is no bad topic, guys. There is no bad topic. All right, is everybody here in a group? I'm about to lock you in. Time is almost up. I see 18 persons on this page, and there are 10 topics. So at least there should be like 2 persons to a topic, if not 1, maybe. Remember that your name and your picture must be in the same cell. Okay. Hold on, Brittany, you saying something, or is it that your mic is just left open? If you're saying something, it's really low. Right. I think your internet connection. I'm just trying to do some house cleaning here. Wow, Miss Spence, this is a nice image. Is that how you'll be rendering by the end of the course?
I hope so.
Cecile, is this a rendering?
Not sure, sir. I don't think so.
Exactly. That's looking more like a photo, right? We're only using renderings, right?
Gotcha.
All right, cool.
Sir.
Yeah?
Brittany was saying that she wanted to be added to topic 5.
Who?
Brittany Byfield.
Brittany Byfield. Topic 5. All right, so topic 5 now has 2 persons. Oh, okay. All right, thank you. After today's class, I expect everybody should have their mirror accounts ready so that I can know who is, visiting architect and visiting inventor and all these things, right? So I'll give you a chance to do that. I see this topic here is very popular. I see 3 persons trying to fit in there. We're not going to allow 3 persons until 2 persons have successfully fit every topic. As 2 persons fit every topic? Yeah, okay then. So topic 8, that's perfectly legal for you to do that because we now have, oh, hold on. Is this 3 persons or is this Kamal Harvey? Kamal?
Yes, sir. That's me, sir. The picture is me.
Okay, well, you need to remain in your cell. Right, there you go.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I'm about to lock this down now. So, I'm going to start with group 3. So group 3 is locked in. Oops, my bad. Oh, this is not big enough. Ah, there we go. This needs to be a bit smaller. Ah, there we go. All right. Okay. Yeah, that will work. Group 3 is locked in. Next, this is topic 2. Topic 2 going once, topic 2 going twice, and topic 2 is locked in. Topic 1. Boy, you guys are putting your faith in these little icons, don't it? And we don't know what these icons will reveal, but the icon is just a clue, so hopefully they reveal great things. There we go. All right, so what else have we got now? Topic 5. Cecile, you confirm? All right, good.
Yeah, good, sir.
Just checking that you are confirmed. I'm about to lock in this team.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool. That is locked in. Topic, hold on. I missed out topic 4. Monique Snow. All right, cool. Along with Kings. Kings, I'm going to put your text vertical so that it can fit. There we go. All right, let's lock in this group. Okay. Oh, we got 4 more. Okay. That's done. This is done. All right, this is done. 3-person group for this one. Oops. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, so that is class for today. Everybody has chosen a topic. Everybody has, well, most people have finished down here. All right, so when we meet for the next class, we will unveil these topics. And remember, these topics, you're going to be doing a presentation on them. But before you do the presentation, we are going to have we're going to have class discussions on them. And after those class discussions, it's supposed to hopefully help you to be a bit more confident with you presenting the topic. And that is it. So I will see you guys next week. Maybe I will see you on Monday, or depending, or if your new lecture will be there. If not, I will see you again on Thursday. Thursday, when you come to class, we're going to be working on the checkpoint 1, and we will unveil what the topics are next week. All right. If there's any new persons in the module, well, we will cross that bridge next week, and we will add them to our group. All right. Okay, guys, so that is me for today. When I started this class, it was daytime, and now it is nighttime. All right, so there is darkness behind me now. All right, so I'll be seeing you guys next week. All right, no, I have no further questions, right? Nope. Going once, going twice. All right. All right, so what you can do is just complete doing this little activity, and I'll see you around.
Okay, sir. Next week.